Got some, got some wax on my hand. Lots of numbers. Lots of numbers. Lots of numbers. They were talking, in order to go somewhere and find something that is relevant to somebody, if they're still around, with this interfacing that we have, or it's very odd that so far on this channel. Anyways, let's not go into that. October. Oh, we're three people here already. What's happening, everybody? Right? I'm just gonna wait. Maybe I'm just gonna wait. Maybe just a little bit. We can talk about the Schumann resonance, how it binaries over itself, how it doubles up. We can talk about the final number, 9, or is it 5, or is it what the moon says about it? Doesn't matter. I re-upload these to my YouTube channel, the YouTube channel, their YouTube channel. I don't know. Whatever it is, right now, call it the flux capacitor. Oh my God, I'm a little nervous about this. Let me just see what this is. Man, am I nervous? Holy man. Oh, let me put my sound on. I ain't got no sound yet. Good morning.
How we doing?
Both of us, we're both doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's only, yeah. Good morning. So, what brings you up?
I always do my lives, mate. I always do my lives. I clicked on you by mistake. I clicked the button by mistake. I weren't going to do a battle or anything, you know.
So when you do your live today, what is it going to be about?
Well, I was just discussing about the something on TikTok on here on my live, discussing about Vinted. What I've come across on Vinted, where they put these teddy bears out for higher prices, and I think that's just human trafficking, you know. I know it is.
Okay, so here on this channel, what I try to debunk is the alphabet. And what I do is, after I debunk each and every letter, which I have not completed, right? I've done a skeleton of understanding how the rhythms work, how the algorithms work. And when you're telling me this, I want to just tell you that we live in an absolutely controlled system, like from A to Z. Even those who tell us what to do and who govern the area, they're also
Yeah.
controlled. They have let's say the masters, whatever this place is, that I call it the house of the teacher. Even the word after the D and before, and after the D and before the right, the AD after the death and before the Christ, right? This is a system. The system is what is in numbers. A three square is 9. And in order to make things fair, you need one number to be shared with both sides of 4, creating 414 or 144. The 144,000 is an automatic. You need to have three sides, the tetrahedron or the tetragrammaton, okay? That is three sides turning, okay? And
Yeah.
when you have three sides turning, take a look at the club. Think of the club, right? And don't
Well,
only
you've
look at.
been in my lives before. You've been in my lives before. You've discussed all this in my lives. It's interesting, you know. It's really interesting.
It's just
But
very hard to explain. And my information is right here. You see this here? 2 and 8 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, 2 and 6 is 8. So just to say this is that we live in a controlled system. So as who we are, what is our thing to do? And all of what everybody says, I like to count. Some people say that our anger gives the machine something else. But guess what? I believe that if energy is never lost, then transferring what you don't know to what you do know, and then instead of being angry and consequenting somebody, to forget about it. Because how can I say this? Everybody has their own story. Whether they come in to bother you, it's all in the program. How to see and how to pull out these people, how to try and understand why they're doing it to you. Are they upgrading the hardware? We are that hardware. We are the last of all that was ever created by the breath transferring the IP address to beyond. Your breath makes you the fleshy robotic, the walking elastic man. Why the witch in Oz burnt out when they threw water on her? Because she got electrocuted to her switches.
yeah,
They went to the west. They went to the east. Matter and energy. Even what's going on in the Strait of the Dog. There's no G and H in that word. Like I do letter analogy. I look at everything. How everything is built, and everything based on sports. Everything to do with sports. Any sport doesn't matter. Amateur and professional. They're different. They're not the same. They run their clocks differently, right?
yeah,
And street ball baseball. If you foul it 3 times, you're out, right? So there's an automatic in baseball and street baseball, especially, and I love it because my game is based on street ball. I got painted on the wall. So what it is in this is in baseball here in America, American League or National League, it's 4 balls and 3 strikes. One of them will create an action. If you throw 4 balls before 3 strikes, you walk to first base. Why can't you run to first base? So now walk is just a skeleton of what you're going to do, but you're free to go. You're not in the plate. You're not out. You're not OUT. or TOUT, which in French is everything. I do it in English, I do it in French, I do it in Spanish, I do a little bit of Hebrew. When they go Yod Hey, their mistake or what their reality is the minute you mention Yod, it's the 10th letter. So that means it's a duality of numbers. It's 5 and 5. That's why we have the two tablets of 5 and 5. It's 6455. Elon Musk is number 4664. The reverse of this.
Well, they're saying Elon Musk ain't human anyway. He wants to go back home.
You see this 13?
Yeah.
The opposite side is 6 and 4. That's communication. 6 and 4 represents 10-4 because what you have is 10 on this side, 4 on this side. It's communication. It's the higher of numbers, 10, 9, 8, to what is 4, 5, and 6. And what you have is the 7 in the center. This is the game of craps. Every single game has a story.
I agree.
And soccer is the dream, right? That's why it's such a sleepy game, but it's the dream. So now you have to say Ronaldo. Why is Ronaldo here, right? Give me another soccer player. Or how do you spell Ronaldo? Ronaldo?
RONL.
Yeah, so the alchemy in do. So the alchemy in do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yeah, so Ronaldo, what?
That's how you spell it.
Ronaldo? Yeah, and even so the what it is when you mark the word D, I separate the first letter of every single word. I look to see what letters work in individuality. Anyways, I don't want to get into that little stuff. Just right now, if they're harvesting our energy, know what's true. How can I show it? Have you ever heard of Rotas Sator?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever heard of Rotas Square?
No.
Have you ever heard of the game of Monopoly?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do that. First, but I'm going to show you something. Here's something is online. It's called Rotas. When you write it, it keeps saying the same thing. Rotas Sator Opera Tenant. But you know what? Check this out. 7 and 3 is 10, 5 and 5 is 10, 6 and 4 is 10, 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 3 is 10, and it does the same here. What it does on these two angles, it constitutes the 88 constellations with the 72 brickings, which means 16 of the constellations are pillars. Why are they pillars? Because when you mark on quadrille paper, right, you have 1 with 8 that encompass, or you have 4 with 12 that encompass. It's automatic. Whatever happens on this paper is the planet, is the universe. In fact, I couldn't get any smaller than this. A dot will come in between 4 area spaces. 4 dots that encompass 1 area space will have 8 spaces that are around it. That's the mathematics I use. Very, very, very simple. With that says, okay, with that said, the entire face of the cube, just when looking at it this way, it just says, this is a 5 by 5. It just says 25. It fits exactly into the Aztec numbers, exactly into the Aztec calendar, exactly into the deck of cards, the 52 weeks, the 24-hour day. The 260 days, forget it. You see, why 88? Why did I remove? And why that one's 88, this one's 82.
Wow.
When you draw on square paper, and you can stop me at any time you get bored, you want to change the subject, you want to do anything, you tell me. I can go in any direction. You know, I just know There, I'm not, I'm like, I'm staying away. I'm staying away from any arguments, any heavy he said, she said. If 6 is 6 and 9 is 9, then I take both 6 and 9. You know, I'm the guy at the junkyard. I take everything in. I just collect it. I classify it. You know what I'm saying? It becomes classified, unclassified.
Your artwork and everything is all fantastic. You've been in my room before.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sometimes I can get a bit lost with it, and I have to stop it there, like when I do get a bit lost. But it's fantastic. I'm not here for arguments and things like that. That's not me. I just do my channel, which is UFOs and UAPs. But we're all out for the truth.
Oh yeah, no, I only said that because when I speak, you already know as a host to a channel that we're not the only ones here. We're talking to others that might be here because I upload all these to my YouTube channel. So UFO, check this out. 21, okay? UFO, hold on. UFO, 21 and 6 and 15. Did you know that if you put the UF, don't put the UF, put the FU. FU instead of UFO. Oh, UF off. F off. So what this is, it becomes 366 UFO, 366 days, the additive to why we have the leap year.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So what it is it's 3 dot times 122 equals to 366. And guess what? You know what that is? It is December 2nd, 122. Okay. It's a 336 day, it's the last day of the 12th moon. And also 22 represents the world or something in tarot. Trump ran and his numbers were 88022, 88 constellations broken up 4 times of 22. So UFO, and the other one is, what is the other one?
UAP.
UFE?
UAP.
Okay, UFP. Okay, so that's
UAP. A for Apple, P.
UAP.
Yeah.
Unidentified people?
Well, you can use it as that, but it's unidentified aerial phenomena.
Okay, so this is a 317. 317. Okay, 7 months of 31 days. Okay, so wow, big difference. Okay, check this out. So when you have the F, okay, that's the half-life or a third. One of the reasons for that, the letter is a singularity. It's the 6th position. So I don't know if it's a 1 plus 5, 6. I don't know if it's a 2 plus 4, 6. I don't know if it's a 3 and 3, 6. I don't know if it's a 9 plus 6 equals to 15 or a 7 and 8 equals to 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So this is how I like to look at which 6 it is and why this would say UFO. The other thing about the U itself is that when you count 1 through 21, it equals to 231. Divided by 3 is 77. I just like to say that's the power station. So they're just describing something coming out of whatever is creating this house. That's all I see for me. And it also says power, peanut, and Christ. And when you get power, peanut, and Christ, 77, because 231 is what is 3 times 77, or 77 times 3. And when you say 77, are you saying 7 and 7? Because we also have to look at this, how as when we grow up, how can the children look at these numbers? Because we grew up into a system. We need to know, because they need to create the children perfect to suck out the knowledge that's coming in with the new births. And when they create all this equipment, and they're years before their time, of course, way before their time.
Yeah,
right?
Well, there's a lot of kids here in the UK. They're running around saying 6'7", 6'7". What,
Okay. Yes. So what it is there's 12 zodiac signs, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this true? Do you know this for a fact?
I don't know for a fact, but I can look it up.
Like, yeah, if you looked it up right now, how many zodiac signs would it say? 12? Yes, it would. I'll tell you the answer. I know the answer. It would say 12.
Why
I
would
know
it?
all of them.
Why would it be that though? Why would it be that? Seriously,
Six and
I rally.
six. 6 and 6, 12. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2,
No, I'm
right?
speaking to somebody in my chat.
2 and 1 is, oh, sorry. 2 and 1 is 3, 2 and 1 is 3, 2 and 1 is 3. But when you get the next two over here, you don't have 6. You only have 5. You see the 4 here and the 3 here. When they overlap, you have a duality for 2 corners.
Yeah.
The same thing happens in the alphabet, that when you get up to a different letter, let's say the letter P, it's the 16th letter. There's a story in that because every single number is a story itself. So I'm not looking really to find out if there were UFOs at the beginning, but now I can see, I understand that I can find it through the understanding just of the letters that are associated. So U and F is a reverse alphabet with inside itself. Okay, what the O does is as a value, okay, let me do the reverse alphabet. The reverse alphabet of O is L, and it brings on 36. It brings on the soul. The L is 1 and 2. It brings on the feminine to create that soul. But the association of the L12 and the O15, 1 and 5 is 6, 3, 6, or 6, 3 is the male phallus. Even check this out. 9 times 4 is 36. And 9 times 7 is 63. Now, I just used the 4 and the 7, or the 7 and the 4, and the letters are G dash
Yeah.
E, God. It says God. Now, the number 63 is the male phallus. Now, the number 63, check this out. If Christ is near this God, right? 7 times 7 is 49. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 and 49 is that 63 answer to the male peepee.
Wow.
It says God and Christ. This is Jesus. Jesus is number 74. The word energy is 74. 3 by 74 is 222. You cross it over this way. Okay, creates 444 by 4, Abraham's house, creates 1776. But 444 by 13 creates 5,772. Do you know what that is? That's the year 2012. 13 by 444 in Hebrew time. I don't work with just the Gregorian calendar. I work with all. If somebody asks a question, I'm going to put it into what I'm looking at. I said, okay, somebody in the world asked this question, must exist. So anything that exists, let's look at yesterday. It's not tomorrow, it's yesterday. And then I set it up.
Hey, can I ask a question, guys? Hey, good afternoon anyway.
Okay.
I was just thinking, you got the 0101 things that's always coming up. Can the 0 represent origin and the 1 represent Christ and the other one represent its adversary? It's just a silly question.
You could have a point though. You could have a point on that one.
It's going to represent the association of the lower house with Libra, or it's going to represent Capricorn with Libra in conjunction, or a reverse to Gemini with Virgo. So there's going to be a full association and building. Yes, it's almost like building the Christ here, but within your birth. I'm going to explain to you exactly how I got to this. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just show it to you so it makes it a little bit easier because I'm just building it now. Okay. Whoopee. Okay. So you said 0101, okay? You could have did it the other way. It doesn't matter because I have to create all the equations that come together. So since the highest digit is 9, I put 9 on each one of them. 0 minus 9 is 9, 1 minus 9 is 8, 0 minus 9 is 9. So it says H-I-H-I, and it says the Most High. 10,
So
10.
the 0 could represent origin then.
So what
Original.
happened? The first, I don't know yet. I have to tell you all the things before because I don't
okay.
know anything. So I'm just going to show you all the things that I do know about 0.
Oh,
I
sorry,
know-
but before you go on, the reason why I mention it is because, when crop circles and stuff like that, they call it binary code or something like that. Please forgive me if I got it wrong, but we've been left with those codes. So I'm wondering if the 0 was origin the one represent Christ, or it represent one body. I don't know what they're trying to say.
Zero is an association of digits or anything, but I like to use it as digits. If you take a look at the zero, my question to you, is it a stripe or is it a solid, right? What's missing in here? Okay, this becomes the zero because the piece that came out has a full value. It holds the what spins the wheel. And its value to everything stars out to everything as you build. And when you stretch out these numbers, okay, you stretch it out from here over to, I'm going to explain this after these zeros over here. Okay, this goes on top of the house because it's for building inside the house. It even shows you on the roulette wheel how what they're doing with it. It's separate. It's on top. It shows that it is either the top of the house or the bottom of the house.
So it's a building. So basically, you're trying to say it's like original of life, and it just what comes through it just expand through that zero.
You see, it's located on the calculator in a fixed area, right? But the first time the zero appears is when you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 1 and 0 appear. Hold on a second. We now have this house over here. It's Aquarius. And we have over here, we have Aries. Now, you know what the crazy thing is? I'm going to show you something. Is that the first time it appears here, you see here, is in the same area. This design comes off the roulette wheel. It appears again. I only followed the colors on the roulette in order to create all this. So I'm not finished with the zero yet. Another thing about the zero, okay, is that's one association of a number of numbers that equate two digits. So when you equate two digits, it just shows an area space that is open with no true occupant yet that will take its place. One will usually, hold on a second. So now that you have these two digits, 1 plus 0 equals to 1. Now you use two digits, so you must divide it by 2. 1 divided by 2 equals to 0.5. So now what was 1 is now 5 and 5. Forget about the decimal. I don't care anymore. I have to balance this out. So I just let it, when you're young and you don't see, oh, look, it's 5 and 5, because that's what it is. So when you're talking 6, 7, it's the first 6 zodiac signs, the other 6 zodiac signs, and me. I hold them in. I've got them both. I've got the 6 zodiac signs here and the 6 zodiac signs here. And through my heart they go. And then I'll know they're my enemy signs. Which arm is stronger? You follow me? This is the 13. You're the 7th day, you're the 13th moon, 616. So when you get 6 and 1, I think maybe I can put up that picture. Will they allow me? Background, background, background. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, no, I don't know, no, not that one. The better one. Yeah, UFOs, yes. So that UFO, it's all part of the creation. It's 636 equals to 15, and 363 equals to 12. I'm gonna have to write that down. Oh man, I don't even remember what I said. I don't even remember what I said. Oh, 363 and 636. Because when you see, the minute you see 2 of one number, you have to do it automatically the other way. There's a sequence for everything. If you see 3 different numbers, there's a lot of things to do. I'll show you in a minute, but I want to go back to UFO. I want to see if we can find something in the word somewhere a little bit deeper.
There's zero or the circle represent the beginning.
Okay, so again, back to 0. The value of 0 equals to 64, right? It starts with the Z, which is number 26. I'm just trying to look. The reverse alphabet is A equals to 351. So it's talking about energy, power, and the sun that's been divided. Why has the sun been divided? The letter S is the 19th letter. 1 and 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. The U is the 21st letter. 2 and 1 is 3. The N is the 14th letter. 1 and 4 and 5. It says sun. And at the same time, it says ACE. It says the ace, which is the tetrahedron. because nothing can become a circle in reality in a dimension unless you have three legs, and that becomes the club. And that's why every side of the tetrahedron or anything is three parts.
Just like the UFOs, they come in the circle, triangle.
Yeah, they have that
Three,
three
the
parts.
number
It's a
three.
yeah, so it's a triangle. You have a circle.
Yeah, with the
and in
circle with the
circle,
number three.
you can have a
That can shape.
triangle inside the circle, okay?
Yes, yeah.
Because you
I've
can't
had them,
create a circle. Go ahead.
I've had them together. I've had them where there's been one above and then two at the bottom, like
Exactly.
triangle.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. So that's the number three and the circle you're talking about.
Okay, so yeah, so so it's just the presence of these is they're calibrating us for something. What we're paying a lot of attention to it. Why are we paying this attention? What is grabbing our attention to pay this attention? Because just to know that they're there is not enough. To know why you're searching for it is more. Why are you desiring? What is there something that we're looking for? So me, I'm looking for that there's a delivery package because you said UAP.
Yes, but hold that thought for a second. I understand where you're coming from, you yourself, where you're coming from, because I watched this science program where they said science can calculate and communicate and whatever the parts of the universe, but there's a mathematical bit missing that they cannot comprehend. Is that you? Is that what you're searching for?
Oh, that's exactly what I do.
There
I
you
don't
go.
need to search for it. I can do it right now. I can make both sides of these dice always the same with one simple rule. If it says 7, 7 is the heart of the cube. Not because I said so, because everything I work with has already been created by somebody else. I did not create these cubes. J'ai pas créé l'alphabet. I didn't create the alphabet. Je l'ai pas créé, y a rien. I didn't create any games. I didn't create anything, not much other than the fabrication, okay, within my own self to put together what everybody else has created from all the most intelligent of the worlds. Right? So let's finish with 6, 7 first. You see this area here that says 7?
Hmm.
Well, over here, it's sorry, it's on this side, but since it's closed, I'm gonna start here. Here is number 1. Then this one is 3, then this one is 5, and this one is 7. Do you see the 2 points here that come together?
Yeah.
Hey, do you see this little like skeleton like touching the 2?
There's like a circle within there.
Well, yeah, there's a square here and a square overlapping the squares. Well, when you
Okay.
count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You're counting by a half area space. My second area in a 2 square is still inside the first area. When I create the number 2, I overlap these squares. So anyways, 676 is all about the first 6 zodiac signs, you connecting to the next 6 zodiac signs. It's 616, but the 6 and 1 create that 7. It's the bridge with 1 is 6 to the light to create 7. The 6 points in American football for the touchdown and the extra point, the EP coming together. Is that what you have? You have an EP coming together? They don't show. Okay, so your F shows you a split house because 6 equals is what is 1 and 5, 6. And in the 15 house of Mars, there are 3 associations in that house. But first, I just want to finish with that. This is what it is. When you make a lot of these, all you're going to see are these squares and this shape here. Everywhere. You won't see anything else. And each one of these, you'll have a bridge going across 7 and 7. This here is the letter T. This here is the letter G. Would you like me to tell you the reverse alphabet of this?
Yeah, go on then. Yep.
5GTV.
See, this is what I mean. If you strip your mobile phone, you won't find 5G chip in it. So these 5G thingies, what they're putting around in the cities and the towns and everything else, don't make sense.
Listen, do you know what it is for me? This is the way 5G works for me. Check this out. I take my 5 fingers, right? And this is my 5. connection. Somebody else will take their two fingers. You know why this is 5G? Because check, when you do this, you know the old times we just used to do this as an emoji for call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is equivalent to 5G. I'm going to explain to you why. Even though this is the fifth finger and the first finger, area 51, and 2, 3, 4 is your birth, 9, or 4 times 3 times 2 equals a 24-hour day, or 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8 and 6. What's in between 8 and 6? The 7. So there you go.
That was going to lead to my next question, actually. Right. There's this young fella that's gone missing. Let's pretend you have a box, and in that box you have tennis balls. All those tennis balls represent a different, say, universe, or everything as we know, as we've got in ours, is in that ball. So it moves on. So maybe 7 is a number of creation, the cube, if you know what I mean. The cube. And there's loads of cubes, not just ours, but ours is made up of the 7. Am I making any sense to you?
Yes, because the crossing bar on Rubik's Cube is 7.
Yeah. You know
You
what?
see?
I think
I just show you. There's 4 on the outside of this, but I've removed. There's one here, and there's one on the other side here. So this is Rubik's Cube core. It takes up the 2468 edge position when fully connected in colors. When Rubik's Cube is put back together, each one of these blocks equivalent to 6. Where's the one? The one that controls them all. It controls the 6 that have 6 sides, equaling to 36. 36 and 12 equals to 48. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. And it's the one that controls it. So what you do, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2 is 3. Now they're all equal because it's in the center, and no matter what it does. And it even shows you that on the outside of 1 is 66. 1 controls 6, touchdown, extra point.
yeah. One control them all, or 0 control them all.
So what happens when 0 is, here's the 0 on the outside, here's the 1 on the inside, but not
Yeah.
just one. There's a
Yeah.
1 here and a 1 here and a 1 here. But the 1 here and the 1 here, they don't really count it. You know why? They're inverted of each other. So this one, what I do is I create triangles inside of here. Then I'll go ahead and turn the triangle and turn the triangle and turn the triangle. And then I'll get a Rolex watch and it'll say 1010. Why does Rolex say 1010? Because it is 60 degrees to the left and 60 degrees to the right, which equivalates to 120 minutes, 2-minute penalty. Into the penalty box you go. 5 minutes for fighting. F and I by the breath you take from another and put them down. You struck one with 5. And this is all in Revelations, not in books. I'm talking about this is what they say in sports. And I'm reading right into the Bible through what the sports are saying for everything. Here's your 5G TV. You see that 7 over here? Well, the thing is about this is this point over here doesn't touch this and this, right? The 2 odd numbers or the 2 even numbers do not overlap. So 5 and 7 are in the same house. Odd numbers.
I'm gonna have to stop you there. I'm gonna have to jump out and get my panel back in and that, because I'm a different thing to you. I get lost sometimes. It's interesting. It's very good. Keep up the good work. It's very interesting.
Just add just one little teeny weeny piece to it. No talking, just something funny. So hold on. Let me take off the back screen. Okay. So this says go, right?
Yes.
But it also looks like sort of like, is it 60 or go? What would a child say when I turn it? And does this say EO or 90 or 09? So you can see how many values this has to it, to somebody that's very young who hasn't formatted yet to really seen anything, or just seen it once and then seen it twice. And then nobody says that this is a G, which looks like an E. Chow, 7-6.
Yeah. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. from time to time.
7-6. Okay, I'm gonna look at that
Thanks a lot
UFO
anyway.
thing.
Thanks a lot for
Entertaining.
not making me feel like a fool, honestly, when I was asking those questions.
I'm
Oh
probably
no,
going to
I'm gonna. You listen because you're mentioning UFO. It's very important to understand that the U, okay, is an obligation reverse alphabet. Okay, is what is F. Now F is the end of the cube. It's the last wholeness of itself. U stops it. F is associated. All the sixes and all the eights run around the seventh gate, 6-7. 6-7 left, 6-7 right. They come together. When the 6 and 6 come together, you might think it's 12, but it's not. It's 8. Because you go from 7 to 8 when 6-6 meet at the heart. It reduces itself. I'm not looking for you to understand, but if 6 is here and 6 is here, and I put a number on top of it, right? The 8 will go, sorry, let me say it a different way. Said it wrong. I'll show you the whole way. If 6 is here and 6 is here, and I put number 8 on top of it to lock it, everybody is now, 66 is locked inside the octagon 8. It creates 20. 8 and 12 equals to 20.
I understand.
2 times 6, 2 plus 6 is 8 and 12, 20. It explains the cube. Here's our UFO. How are they controlling that moon? Right now, I will tell you what to watch for. Okay? Okay? You have to watch for some of these brighter moons, not the foggier moons, the brighter the moon, right? Try and look on the edges. Okay? Some of the edges are missing because there's a hole in it. It's like an eye.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to notice it very often, right? And then after that, you're going to have a lot of shadow, right? The white, right? That's the mist that's coming off of it from overheating the generators upon it. This is what I see. That's why they call it the diesel fuel, the dye cell. So anyways, just a combination of understanding the letters.
Yeah.
Just
It's interesting what you said about the moon just a minute ago, because I do have a video that's showing two moon, but there's something funny going on. I didn't realize that it could have been, you said it could have been, you said it's an eye, right? I need to go back and check it. And, but something similar to what you said, I've seen and I've recorded.
This is the Canadian nickel, the American nickel, right? The Canadian nickel shows the same design from far, right? If it was a little old, and what it's showing you is the left side and the right side before bringing the two sides together, right? We live in the dimension. The triangle shows a left and a right. In between, right, where that heart position is to the left and the right, that's the V splice of Aries that brings the both sides together. They're there in that position. They're in that V position, in a control position. So whatever it
No
is,
worries, but thanks anyway. Thanks for
I'm gonna get my panel. I'm gonna go back to my panel and have a discussion with other people when they
yeah,
come in.
it's nice to hear from you because get me to think a bit.
It's interesting though. Your work's fantastic.
Yeah, I know what you're. I know what. Hang on a minute, that's my cat knocking over. I'm making disaster in my front room. But I know what you're looking for. I know what your mindset, if that's the right word to say. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's complex, but I know what you're searching for.
oh, in my basis of what I'm doing is I just want to create a game, right? So we can look, so we can let so I can give create the equations for the system, how to move the numbers around, and then look at this so everybody can understand how easy it was. But I need it to go faster. I already see a lot of results. I'm just all over the place. I've already seen everything is perfect. I already know I go back to the Aztec 3,000 years
And you're
ago.
right,
No problem.
because the ones that know how this game works, they do move numbers around to fix things in sporting events, fix things in life. They do know how to move the numbers around. It's in plain sight.
You might think this is like just a hocus pocus, all these things. But this here, right, is a 40 board. This is a Monopoly board. It's a 40 board. So I'm just looking what the game says. I'm not looking at life. I don't care about life. I want to see what the board says. There's 40 here. It takes 88 to go around. Why does it take the eight? Sorry, it takes 48 to go around, but there's 40 because the corners are square. It takes up 4 cubes to make a corner and 2 for these. 4 corners, 4 cubes, 16, 72 on the inside, 88. Anyways, when you're on go, 1. The next time you come back to go, it's 41. And again, it's 81 and 121 and 161. And each
A
time,
circle, yeah.
and then
I
this
like
one is 2, 42, 82, and then this one. So when I'm looking at things, I create triangles all around this board and all see all the 120-degree triangles according because the 1010 on the Rolex watch, which is 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, or from 6 o'clock, it would be 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And if you notice, it's all the water signs. 12 is a Pisces. 4. So it's an absolute, we cannot get mad at anything that's going on just to understand what's going on. Just to be
You know what?
harmonic.
I just cut it short. But you know what I get from the zero, the circle. You said it earlier that everything is, there's things around it and things come through it. And I believe sometimes, a lot of the times, things come through it that maybe we can't understand, but yet they interact to maybe try and improve humanity. Look at the Monopoly board. How old is that game, but yet still relevant today? So they came through that whole to entertain us for the future. So
Yeah.
yes, but thanks a lot. I'm getting there in some place. I'm getting there. It's all complex, but I'll never have all the. We'll never have all the answers. But one thing I would say though to people who see things every day, that's things that come to them every day, is one day ask them what the numbers mean and how can you shift the numbers around. Because if you can shift the numbers around, hell, we can make one of us can make this place a better place, can't we?
Oh yeah, it's like you said, we're in the house of the teacher. The TNH that comes together starts at 4, ends at 20, 420. It's a passageway. Even the Aztec marked it. How did the Aztec mark the 420? At 4 hours and 20 minutes, okay, on the clock, it is 260 minutes. And what is 260 minutes? It's the Aztec short calendar. So actually, the Aztec short calendar is just measuring time and the split within the 7th gate. Because that 420,
Of our reality.
it splits these cubes, how this works. I believe they're teaching us, they're teaching the new cells, we're the fleshy robotics. If people think that we haven't been genetically or whatever modified or whatever, I think we have, but through the breath we take. Just through the birth.
And to the things we are in. Yeah, I think so. I think we are
Beyond,
being.
I'm saying
I think we're being
modified
programmed,
from
reprogrammed, really.
No. Forget about this program from the moon. We're being programmed from beyond whatever is happening here.
Here, yes, yeah.
Because everything is in the same womb. There's a womb in a womb, a circle in a circle in a circle. You know how I know that? Right? We got the sun, okay, and all the planets. So we have the center core yellow yolk and then all the planets. Now check this out. The last planet is Pluto. If we have the yellow yolk and we have Pluto, what do we have in common? We're just missing the red because red and yellow create the orange. Orange and pull is the 5 ball and the 13 ball. 135 says ace sun, matter and energy.
I agree with what you say. We're in the belly of God, our creator.
We breathe it in. I
You're in
speak
the
only
belly
at the
of him.
words.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, but oh my gosh, it does get me thinking though. And one day though, I saw on the television they had the 00101 thing, and funny enough, I got it, but then I've lost the program, right? Because it was able to open my brain a bit how to read the thing. So I need to find it again because it's very interesting. The species leave it for us in crop fields and stuff like that to communicate. They communicate that way. And this is why I say to anyone that ever have regular visit each day, be brave. Maybe you have to rethink I'm not telling you what to do, but maybe you have to rethink. And if these things are visiting you on a daily basis, why? Get the numbers. Get the numbers.
So has anybody ever heard of the Schumann resonance? No?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever seen it rotate the way binary rotates?
I've never seen it rotate, but I've heard of it.
Okay, I think I have it here. I'm gonna show you how it rotates. So what binary does is it rotates 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. But when you get to 64, 6 and 4 is 10, we're back to the beginning. So I do the same thing with the Schumann resonance, that's 783. 7 plus 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 3 and 3 is 6. This number equates to the completion of a period of time, 4 days. There are 5,760 minutes in 4 days. This is
Everything
also
has a number.
this is also the year 2000. This number here says the sun is split. This number here, 6 times 6 times 6, is equal to 216, or the hexahedron, or what is the diameter of the moon, or the circumference, one of those two. The sun, and this one over here is our vibration, and everything comes out of the Schumann resonance. 2 and 2 is 4, 1 and 1 is 2, 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 3, 6, and 9, 3 and 6. The thing with 10, 4, have you ever heard of 10, 4, 0, 4?
10, 0, 0, sorry?
No, okay, it's a CB code. Do you know any numbers that you would like to know other than UFO? Right? You do know that UFO, the numeric value is, hold on a second, UFO, 21 and 6, 41 equals king. 41 equals home. 41 is created by 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals to 41 and 19. Everything is talking about the cube's heart. Everything is talking about like home station in these words, in this UFO association. The reverse alphabet is 40. It's absolutely beautiful. It says 9 by 9, 81. It's talking about Venus. Venus was the way to pass the Nile, while the moon was the other way for the electric, what they call the reptile or gentile. There are two different ways of coming here.
Yeah.
I think they created the enemy sign. So yeah, there's UAPs. You know, they have a pallbearer, right? A pope, P-A-U-P. Just trying to think of what it is. 31751, 366, 198. Oh yeah, this is all created on purpose. 682, 682, 633, 363, 636, it's just something to do with the soul. They're definitely playing with us. Whatever it is, they're the teachers, eh?
They're the teachers because they come through that source, or whatever they come through. Some of them are so far in the future that they write books, they write films.
They're telling us what we need to know.
Well, exactly, Mike. They're interfering, telling us how to improve as a human being and move forward or whatever direction they are playing up. They're interacting with us.
So they're showing some of these things in games right now for age playing, right? Like 5e. And this is that in this 20th world, part of the Aztec, you need 5 times 4. And what is the 4? It's the association of top left, bottom right, top right, bottom left. Doesn't matter what the number is. The back
do you feel that we were created for entertainment purposes?
No, for bettering the PCU. For viruses and stuff, through how we can control ourselves, how we can learn, etc., how we can pick up on things. I think.
But isn't that part of the entertainment purposes?
Well, aren't we entertaining ourselves? I mean,
Well,
we're
we do
only.
that on a regular basis. Yes, there's nothing wrong with it, but isn't that the truth, though?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything. The thing about entertainment is that it tells the truth most of the 99% of the time. And this is what I'm telling you. And how does it tell you the truth? Because you're coming here and what you're watching is this. So they're telling you what you're not watching. So now you can know you can balance it by them telling you and giving you all these directives. What they tell you it is, you know what it's not. And when you know what it's not, you can create its algorithm by this difference. That's why
Right.
I laugh every time they do something. One of my friends calls me up. He says, "You can't believe you can't follow the zodiac anymore. They switched the dates." I say, "Fantastic. I got a brand new algorithm." Just like in Las Vegas, they changed the roulette wheel. They put on a 000. When they put on a 000, this is what happens to the roulette wheel. There are 27, okay, double digit numbers equals to 54. There are 9 single digits equals to 63, representing the male phallus. Now there's a single zero and a double zero. Okay, so those are 3 more digits they added. So instead of now having 63, they have 66. 6 and 6 is 12. The 1 and 2 equals to the female for the Bat's mitzvah. It's absolutely insane.
I'm
Now
going to
they
throw
put on.
something out there to you. We got all these star signs, Gemini to Sagittarius, right? We know that they're different like constellations, basically, in their own right. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good, but some of them do come together. Like a Sagittarian could be with a Gemini and whatever, but eventually, one of us could go back to our original source. Do you think it's possible that we are influenced under our star signs more than what they tell us in the papers or anything? In
Okay,
my
did you
head,
say we're
in
we're
my head, I don't want to be disrespectful, but
Okay.
I didn't believe in them, so I'm just asking a question.
First of all,
I don't know anything.
there should only be 8.
Yes, and those eight, right? Could they represent, as I said, different civilizations far away, but they can entwine with each other,
The
just
House of
like how
Venus.
we entwine here on Earth with each other. A Sagittarius could date a Sagittarius, a Gemini could date a Gemini, a Scorpion could date somebody else. I don't know, but they're still entwined. But eventually, home calls, and it entwines with people's the way it affects here on Earth, because everything is in my head. Everything is connected. Am I talking nonsense?
It's all connected. It doesn't matter. It's all
Am I
connected.
talking nonsense
No, I'm
though?
going to explain to you what I'm going to show you. I'm going to help you just for myself to explain before I get into this, because all this is basically this. Okay. Before I get into what's happening just inside of here, okay, I'm going to show you that the reason 8 is here around one area. The reason I said only 8, because 8 times around one area here, which has the guide to here and 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 here. Now then this one becomes the pole center, which has the guide from here and here, which has the guide from here and here, which has the guide from here and here. So in the 12, you create an upper and a lower, and you have your first 12 and it ends at 12, but it's 1.5 times. 4, okay, 4 more were added. They were supposed to overlap. There's no overlap. It created a 1.5 times the difference. And this is to go along with Saturn square. Saturn, the 6th planet, is associated with Mars. So if you want to go to 4 and 6, you'll go to April and June, right? In between is May, the 5th planet. This over here represents the game of cribbage. If you've ever heard of the game of cribbage,
Yes, I
right?
have. I think.
4 times 5 times 6 equals to 120 in the game of cribbage. It's 11 times 11, 121 to win, but 120 to get up to the gateway. So what that's actually representing, okay, what does 120 represent? Now, I don't even know if I should get into this, but 120 represents the 28-day moon. The reason for this is because the game of pool tells me, right? Hold on. The game of pool has 15 balls. Saturn square runs by 15s. 1/4 of the clock runs by 15s, Area 51, or Jesus Christ, 7774, 151. So between 5 and 1 is 2, 3, 4 vibration. Now I'm losing myself. Yes. So what it is when you add 1 to 15, it equals to 120. So what is 120? It's 0 plus 1 plus 2 equals to 3.
Zero and the one controls everything, or is supposed to control everything.
What
But going back to
happens?
going back to
0 cuts
all the
everything in half.
constellations. Sorry, going back to the constellations, right? Is there? Oh gosh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you in your track. But out of all that constellation there comes good and evil, because you can have someone from I don't want to Virgo. Let's say the star sign is Virgo, but yet they come out and you get someone from there that is just magical. They write things, or they invent things, or they've just done something that gives us something else. You know, it could be technology, blah blah blah, and then out of another one comes something else. I think
So
you know,
stop. Let's do
everything
one at
is
a time.
connected. I just believe
Let
it's
me do one
teaching.
at a time.
Everything is connected.
You said Virgo. Okay, I want to explain to you one thing. I don't know if the astrologists do it, but I'm going to show you what I do. Is to know that this month and this month come together where August ends on the 31st. It ended July on the 31st. It began on the 1st, which is 4-1. It ends on the 31st, which is another 4. It begins on a 1, but it ends on a 3. So there's a cycle inside of
Cycle
here,
of everything. Yep.
right?
Yep.
The second thing
Yep.
is the August is gold. It has the gateway into the spirit house. You see, when you have the S, you have the I. Why do you have the I when you have the S? It's the 19th letter. So even though it says 9, it doesn't have to be the 9, but is specifically the 9 because of what the French say about number 19. They separate it. And they say it as 10-9, as an individuality in its singularity, including all that equals to 9, 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, right? All that equals to 9, 9 and 9. All that equals to 9 goes inside the S. And 6, 7 is right here. And when you're in first in the Olympics, you get the gold and you're at the center between the two. So every single word, here's a burr, here's a burr, here's a burr, here's a burr.
It's all in front of us.
Aries, March, Aries begins.
It's just
in
to
April.
see.
In this month over here, the 91st day becomes the 92nd day on April 1st, when it's a leap year. 92 and 29 is very huge because when you bring it to its wholeness, it becomes 0770. Why? Because the highest digit is 9. So if you bring up the highest digit is 9, the lowest digit is 0. So when you have a 2, you're missing 7. So if you have 2 2s, you're missing 77. So the fool number 22, or the world, is 77, the power of the world. Yeah. But who is intelligent enough to call another a fool must be a fool within its own. So April 1st is the 92nd day. And this is only when the leap year creates the 29th day of April, right? And then what happens here is that instead of May 1st being the 121st day, right? 11 times 11, it becomes the 122nd day. Times 3 equals to 366. Now, October 15th, okay, over here, October 15th is the 288th day of the year. It's supposed to be the end of the last cycle moon, the last 8 days of the cycling moon in the old calendar, right? Which means there's 72 parts missing to 360 degrees. If it ends on 288, there's 72 missing for 360. I'm going to repeat this again. The calendar is said to be ending without these 2 months here. The calendar is said to end on the 288th day, October 15th. If this is true, to get to a full circle, I need a total of 72 more, and I need a total of 72 plus 6 to get to the complete year. But instead of going here, I added it to here and I jumped over. And it's 72 days and 6. I end up at March 18th, 3 days later, Aries begins, exactly fulfilling a calendar and removing 60 days, 61 days.
Yeah. Which, in your opinion, which is the most dominant star sign?
You know what? I've
I
always
don't mean
been.
in a bad way for the most
No,
known.
no, it doesn't matter, but it's Pegasus, Andromeda, like the controlling area space, or either we're in it or, but that's where it is. I don't know where it is, but that's what it is. Andromeda, Pegasus.
Jill says Aries.
Oh, star signs? I'm just talking about that constellation, so I don't know.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Sorry, yes. I
So
understand you with
sorry.
I
So
understand you with, about the constellation bit
I'm
of
going to
it.
show you something. Aries is located in January. Aries is located in March. Aries is located in May. Aries
Okay.
is located in September.
Everywhere.
Aries is located in December. Aries is duality in 11 Aquarius, right? Because it's a number 1. But it's an 11, it's a 2911. It's not a 1. They use the number of Aries in the 2911. You see the way the Aries has to be split into 2911 in November to remember?
Yeah.
So this is what I believe, and this is Scorpio, right? So when Scorpio comes in, remember, it's 8 around 1. Now this happens 3
When
times on
Scorpio gets
Google Sphere.
involved, there's trouble.
If you
I'm
have to
joking,
go,
guys.
yeah, if you had to go, don't, I
In
didn't want to
trouble.
stop you, but I'm not going to stop until you guys leave, right? So listen, it's always 8 around 1 and then 8 around 1. But it's not only that, it's these 4, and then 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 it's these 4. So you can put a brick here. When I put a brick here in games, right, they pay me 8 to 1 with 1 brick here. If I put a brick here, that joins these two, they pay me 17 to 1. 1 and 7 is 8. If I just choose an individual number, they're going to give me 35 to 1. And 35 plus the 1 equals 2, 36. Now, if I change this, and do you follow what that was, or you look confused? I'm going to repeat it, or did you want to go?
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying-
no.
No,
It's fine. It's fine
but
for now. It's fine
I'm
for
going to
now.
end it now. I'm going to jump over to my own live and
Mike wants to do his thing now. So, but you've answered a lot. You've opened my eyes to a lot of things today, and
it's interesting, Carly.
it is. Once I get into his mindset and everything, it's very interesting. So,
Angles
yeah.
from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here. Angles from here to here, from here to here. Did you know what this is? This is 7. This is 9. This will
Pyramid.
create. It creates 911. This is 7. This is 9. 2 7 2 9 9 11. This is 8. This is 1. This is 3. 8 1 9 8 3 11. Here is 4. Here is 3. Here is 9. 4 3 7 4 9 13. Just like the Aztec, it's built right into the Aztec Sumerian. We can go back any time in history. We can do anything we want. All we need is the question. You want UFO
And the answers, yeah. But thank you anyway. Thank you anyway, and all that though, because it's been learning process. It's been learning process. I'm gonna run a joke with you though. I hope you can take a joke. How do you communicate with your children and your wife? Is it mathematically, or do they all communicate mathematically like you? It's a joke.
Okay, so if I had more Wi-Fi, is that what you're talking about? If I had
No.
Wi-Fi, and because the kids can break down the mountains, you know what I'm saying? Because every
Okay.
billy goat can climb the mountain, so they got the best Wi-Fi because they're at the top of the mountain. That's where the goats are. That's where you go at in Atlantis for the alchemy of Tartaria.
All right, no, never mind. But it's a
No,
pleasure.
it's okay
Thank you
because that's
so
what you
much.
woke me up to. Kids, goats climbing the mountain, Aries, Tartaria, underneath the strait, STAIT. Okay, only because they're in the tail right now. They're at the tail end. They know exactly what's going on. They're reconnecting the wires for the new lunars that are coming out. Get ready, man. 2027, the cubes that I was holding in my hand, just to tell you, end near the Jewish New Year's in 2027, beginning the year
Oh,
2028.
there's things happening. There's things happening for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah, it's
anyway,
never stopped.
take care, God. Take care, my friend. Because
I'm gonna
if I keep it any
close
longer,
my
Mike
mic.
wants to go. Mike, thanks for having me up and everything.
Yeah, it's no problem. You can come back in a minute. I've just gotta end this window.
Yeah. But take
How
care,
do
my
we do
friend.
it? Whoo, that was a lot. I talk too fast. I talk too fast. I need more questions. I also need a break. Oh my God. You watching me? You have something to say? Go ahead, I'm listening. Looks like a little snake. I mean, if the pineal gland was in your head, do you think it's just something that sits there? Can we take the head off and put another head back on? Right, is the pineal gland coming out back here? Because I think Neo Anderson was plugged in right over here, right? You know Neo Anderson? Oh. So the king of, I think it's the king of hearts. Living with the king of hearts. Oh my God. I dropped my Monopoly game. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit all over the place before I sit down and take my break and put on my favorite song. But yeah, let me just go over this one thing first. Is this go? Or, hold on a second. I want to do something. Just hold on a second. Let me do this. Swipe. Tap the screen. Hit the screen. Do this, that. Yeah, like if you want to know what's small, this is the smallest anyone can ever get. Okay, this is the basic web. After this, right, you can draw a line from here all the way to here. Right, right. So you can draw a line from here all the way to here. So the angle here, right, the angle. I'm going to show you this after. I'm going to complete it after. But this is in the same area space. Forget about these lines. These lines forget about when you're working this way, and these lines you forget about when you're working that way. But don't forget about them. You have to and you're not. What I'm trying to say is you can create a continuous on here, but I use them for the separation and individuality for many realities that go on. So maybe I shouldn't have said that. So we have this angle, then 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 we have this angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the angle in a 5 by 5. Now we're not done because now we have to finish it with this angle and accomplish it with this angle. And that's how I would have to look at this. Okay? And then we'd have to level up over here. Right? We'd have to find all our crossings. And the reason I do this, the first two, right? A 1 by 1, a 2 by 2 area, and then a 3 by 3 area, as the 3 by 3 area will be the power, okay, into this game, while this is going to hook up with the next board. I shouldn't have said that. I said too much in that. But anyways, I was just looking for the angles in that. I'm taking a 5-minute break. I think I'm going to put on maybe a little song. Let's see if I can find this song. Too bad I don't have the words for it. Where is it? I have that song, or let me put up this song first. Let me see. Library. I like likes. Wait a second. Likes. Playlist. There it is. Like songs. Oh boy, how far? Oopie, is that Charlie? I got to go back to the old Charlie. I think this is it. I think I'll play this one first. Let's see what it sounds. I'm going to play 3 songs, take a 5 to 6 minute break. I'm hoping everybody comes back. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. I got to get here. The sound is horrible for some reason. I don't know why. In a little brown town,
The numbers keep dancing around. Brown town, every rhyme comes back around. Charlie counts moons on a lunar board grid, 13 by 13 like the universe hid. 169 squares where the fractals are found on the cosmic game board. Charlie Brown. Hey, Charlie Brown, don't look down now. Numbers lift you off the ground. 12 signs dancing all around in the zodiac circus town. Spin the cube and hear the sound. Fractals bouncing all around. Every code that can be found comes back home to Charlie Brown. 6 cube faces turning slow. 8 bright corners start to glow. 12 edges walking the sky's playground, and a secret center not written down. 3 plus 1 plus 3 we see. 7 opens the geometry, but 3 and 4 hold a hidden door. Straight across forevermore. No angle turning, no shadow door. Just the bridge from 3 to 4. That's the line where the world is bound in the quiet mind of Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. Hey, Charlie Brown, don't look down. Stars are spinning all around. Celtic wind and ocean sound in the zodiac circus town. Spin the cube and hear the beat. Feel the rhythm in your feet. Every step along the ground, it goes back to Charlie Brown. It goes back to Charlie Brown. Now Fred walks in with a clumsy tread, Stone Age rhythm in his head. Fred the builder, Fred the pound, feet like thunder on the ground. Clumsy Fred, but strong and true. Outside walking through the blue. Fred says numbers build a town, stack the stones and lay them down. Charlie laughs and spins around. Charlie moves on the lunar ground. Fred trips over a cosmic thread. Oops, says Charlie, careful Fred. Rory's horns cut through the sky. Taurus watches seasons fly. Gemini twins in mirrored sound. Cancer builds where rivers are found. Leo roars with solar crown. Virgo measures fields of brown. Libra balances sky and sea. Scorpio guards the mystery. Sagittarius walks the road. Capricorn climbs the mountain cold. Aquarius pours the northern rain. Pisces swims the cosmic brain. All of them dance in circles round in the circus tent of Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown. Hey, Charlie Brown, spin around. Hear the zodiac carnival sound. Fractals bouncing up and down in the great sky circus town. Celtic drums and northern tone. Hip hop pulse in ancient stone. Every rhythm that we found echoes back through Charlie Brown. 13 moons in a turning year. Whisper rhythms we barely hear. 13 times 13 we see. 169 in geometry. 40 steps around the side, like Monopoly's cosmic ride. Every square a place in time. Every step another rhyme. Charlie Brown walks every round, mapping numbers on the ground. Fred drops stones along the way. Oops, he laughs, my bad today. Hey, laughs. Hey, laughs. Hey, laughs. Hey, laughs, my bad today. He's one Alphabet bones inside the sound, letters dancing all around. Music rises from the keys, 88 in harmonies. 52 white light weeks we know, 36 shadows in the undertow. Binary beat of 1 and 2 makes the rhythm move through you. Even Charlie nods his crown to the
Nods,
cosmic
nodes.
math around. Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, hey Charlie Brown, lift your crown, you're the mayor of Zodiac Town. Numbers bounce and fractals spin, everywhere the stars begin. Fred the Builder, clumsy friend.
Okay, so over here, I was just listening to something when I said really 13, but if you take it, there's 364 days to 13 moons, but there's 365. So in a leap year, right? In a leap year, you can have a moon on January 2nd, okay, and then have another moon on December 31st. You can also have a moon on January 1st. The first, 1, the second, 1, 2, representing Aquarius and Pisces. So the 31st of December will be those two moons, regardless January 1st or January 2nd. It'll either be 1-4 or 2-4, which is AD. But note it to be the 12th, 13th, and 14th moon. 13 is what is, we're going to do it this way. And then we're going to do 77. And then when we divide it up, we're going to do 626. So yeah, so then what I'm going to do next is over here is you can see that the 12, you can make, I can do a lot of other things with 12, but right now I'm just working it this way from the low side. 6 and 6 is 12, or if I want to create a trinity within it, like an operator, it'd be 525. And just let me add on that when you do that, you need the palindrome. Yeah, I should write this out nicer and take my break. And so, yeah, this is ugly. I got to turn this around. Give me a second, or let me just put on this song for a minute. I'm going to finish this off and explain that, because just jumping around like that, eh?
Across the north wind, across the cold sea, we count the rhythm of the universe. Numbers move the stars, and numbers move the tides, and every letter in the alphabet is a bone in the skeleton of time. This one's for Javi, Willie, and Diana, for Bobby and Zadie, for Lily and Mary, Rachel, Lionel, Ben, Lazarus, Light, for all those before me, for all those after me, for every aunt and uncle whose footsteps echo through the rhythm.
I like to think as the uncle is the horseshoe, right? And the sister is the transistors connecting the ladder together.
This one is a spark in the darkness of space. 2 is the rhythm.
Hello, Karen. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This is about your question will give me a reason to have an answer and to know something I didn't know before.
Across the cubic goes, bridge of the numbers the universe knows. 6 faces turning in silent light, 8 corners holding the day and night, 12 inches walking the cosmic ground, and the center point where the truth is found. Walking through the numbers, dance to the sound, 12 signs spinning the zodiac round. Celtic wind and Iceland snow, hip-hop pulse in the undertow. Numbers are rising, stars align, every letter holds a sign. Turn the cube and look around, every code comes back around. Rooms in a turning year, whispering rhythms we barely hear. 13 times 13 makes
5772 2012.
as the grid reveals.
13 by 13, 169, 170. The day of the signing of the strait.
Borderwalkers on the edge of time, counting the rhythm of silent rhyme. 7 stands like a gate in flame. 14 turns, but it's still the same. 1 and 4.
The I letter. The D is the bridge in the I letter to I and I. Towers. The new tower, 104, 105. The old towers, 110, 111. Remember the roof. All right, the zero space on the roof. You see the funny thing about the roof? It's all around the door on the roof. That's the letter I. Also, what is to know is the fleur-de-lis.
Same design, little gaps in the octave frame, tiny bridges that shape the game. Dance to the numbers, dance to the sound. 12 signs spinning the zodiac around. Celtic wind and Iceland snow. Hip hop pulse in the undertone. Numbers rising, stars align. Every letter holds a sign. Turn the cube and look around. Every code comes back around. Now the story of life begins when the cosmic rhythm spins. 12 meets 13 in the silent place, halfway turning in the area space. Something happens between the two, a spark of life coming into view. Sperm meets egg in a flash of light. 12 and 13 ignite the night. From that crossing a life appears, spinning forward through the years. But 13, 14 walk the same, equal steps in a mirrored frame. 12 to 13 is the hidden door, a bridge of life we can't ignore. The Capricorn climbs where the mountains rise. Aries horns cut through the skies. Leo burns with the solar flame. Scorpio shadows the hidden name. 13 signs in a circle bound. 42 in the code we found. Numbers whisper beneath the stars, writing stories in cosmic bars. 55 when the lines combine. 5 by 5 in the lion sign. Echo roaring through space and air. Ancient rhythm everywhere. Dance to the numbers, dance to the sound. 12 signs spinning the zodiac around. Celtic wind and Iceland snow. Hip hop pulse in the undertow. Numbers rising, stars align. Every letter holds a sign. Turn the cube and look around. Every code comes back around. Prophetic bones in the body of time. Letters and numbers weaving the rhyme. Science walking beside the song. Geometry proving where we belong. Triangles turning in silent grace. Circles forming the outer space. Ratios ringing in every tone. Music carved into cosmic stone. From the farms to the Arctic shore, wolves and beavers and caribou roam. Every creature beneath the sun moves to the beat of the cosmic drum. We are strong in the rhythm we share. Oceans moving through thought and care. Not just actions that shape the sea, but the thoughts that guide what will be.
I'm just going to be doing, unless you have questions. Hold on a second. Let me just give me a minute. I'll answer the questions in a minute. Let me read this. Okay, 8. They all zodiac signs, i.e. Aries. I'm from Canada in Quebec. March 24th, 6/3. 635. Wow, 365. Wow, good association right there. 3 by 65 AE and I fire signs within the mathematics. When you bring those three signs together, you bring the three vowels together, A, E, I, O, and U. So A, E, and I is A, E, I. So the first three in the song. And what I do is I work on yesterday. Okay, I work on yesterday, and then because I don't understand math really much or geometric shapes, I do things like this. For me, this is a 45-degree angle. Now, if I draw it from here, right, that's also a 45-degree angle, right? But what happens, okay, if I took another one, when I take another one and I draw it here, and I stop here, what I'm actually doing in this, right, I'm just going to show you. I should just start this over again, right? Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to start here. I don't want to bring down the line in the center here. I'll explain a little bit more of what I do, but I just want to show you this. I don't want to bring down the line because this is just telling me above and below to just continue to create. This will be the passing line between the house. It splits everything in half, and it shares this side with that side, right, inside here. The only way to split these is from the corners or any place that's a crossing point, you can split. Otherwise, you can't. But you can only split from the 45 crossing point in normality, the way I understand it, or you have to put a block on it. Anyways, I don't want to get into that part. We're going to just do this. So I'm going to start from here because I just want to use three of them because it's easier. So I'm just going to use three of them. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to use them all. I'm going to go from R all the way to R. Now I'm going to be only on the outside of it, right? Only on the outside of it. Okay, I'm going to have to create just a block over here and a block over here, right? And then after that, I can run this passing over here. Should I have done that? Yeah, maybe I can do a new line here. Maybe another line here. Okay, so now we got that. And when you continue to look at this, when you're drawing from, I'm just trying to see, if I was drawing from, come on, how can I say this? These cubes had to be broken up more. Each one of these letters should be taken a 2x2 area space, leaving a partition in between. So my next drawing line should actually be from here and then to here. And then it should be from here, right, to over here. And then we should be drawing from here. And then I should be drawing from over here. Now there's no drawing for the first one or the last one, but all the ribs are in between. So to run a 5 square, there's going to be 1 rib, 2 ribs, 3 ribs, and then the reverse ribs like the army stripes. But there's never more than 3 inside 5. If it was 4, it'd be a little bit different because 4 is just a 4 area space. You see, here's a 4 area space. And then here, I'm going to create my area space, right? So we're not looking at the complete. We're just going to understand that every time you see a rib, it's the completion of an area space. Why is it like this? Because now I'm going the other way. Right? Now I'm going the other way. And when you see this here, and this over here, and this over here, I like to call that the wolf. Okay, the wolf corner, the 2 eyes on the corner. OR and OR and OR and OR. 33, 33, 33, 33, 20, 20, 20, 20, 555, 555. Does anybody know Rotus? Sator, how's everybody doing? No, I did not know it was water snake, but I know it was big time. The chevrons, been looking, and you always need 3 chevrons. I'm bringing up Karen. How you doing, Karen? I'm going to lower the sound so we have no interference. I don't hear so good sometimes. Obi. Good afternoon, morning. It is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 26th of the 6th of 2026. So we have a lot of 2 6s going on. Perhaps we have a lot of vibration going on today, since what is 2 and 6 holds the vibration. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals to 12 and 8. The 12 is holding on to what is the feminine. I like to call it land, animal, and man. That happened on day 6. I'm going to go backwards a little bit and explain what I do, right? So let's see if I can just let's see what I can find in my background. Yeah, so I never liked that background. Oh, I like that picture. Not that background, not that. Oh yeah, I like this one here. So what I do is I look at yesterday, I look at everything that I possibly can, and by your question, I can look at that too. So for every question you can ask, I'm only going to come up with an answer like this. If you say hook, I might think of check. I might think of fishing, all the things like that. So I'll also write out the word hook. The letter H, where does it come from? What's it associated with? That's what I do. So the letter H is associated with the letter I, which is associated with the letter, and it's associated because of this anomaly. 10 plus 8 is 18, 1 and 8 is 9. That's it. That's the only reason. And there are 8 cubes, 4 on the inside, 4 on the outside, surrounding 1. That's another reason. I'm just looking at yesterday. And then as I look at yesterday and say what it matches to, it starts to tell that story. It's unbelievable. I look at something, it's a dice cube. D-I-C-E, D4, I9, C3, E5. Wow. Ice, it's an ice cube. It's an age cube. Why? The reverse alphabet of I, okay? A-E-I-O-U. So the A at the beginning, the U at the end, and the I is in between, balancing off A and U, balancing off the gold. This is the way I work. 21 is what is 3 sevens. When working with a cube, it's 3 sevens. Can you have what to get to 21? 6 times 3.5. Yes, but if you do that, you end up in the heart of this cube. Also, when you meet here in the alphabet, you end up at 3.5, which is just like 3.5. To the decimal point, left or right, all you do is move the decimal. So what is the relevance and understanding of the decimal? If I just multiply something by 10 or to the negative 10, it's going to shift everything. This is what I see 0 doing. 0 added to anything will reduce its value to half or less. But by reducing something that's whole to half or less will automatically equate to what is a 5. 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, but not true. 2, 4, 6, 8 will not equate that way. The same as 1, 3, 5, and 7. 1 minus 2 is 1, right? 3 minus 1 is 2. Let me say this again. I want to go over, I just lost something I was thinking of. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The 5 and 7 are very special to me. Well, they're all very special to me. But what it is about the 5 is when counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're counting by ones. And when you count by ones, you count by half area space. I believe every one is a 3 in its own reality, but it's a 3 plus a 1 floor. It's a 3, 1, 3, because you only get the C3, and the 1 brings it all together as the 1 I. And that's what I believe makes up the 120-degree bubble eye of the cat. The 135, the first 3 letters says ACE. The reason I'm saying it like this is because what happens in the deck of cards, the 7 card, right? This is all about games. This is not about what I know alone. But what I'm doing, I believe the whole world should know in the simplicity of this toy, of this machine. Everything I know, you can know. You can look it up. You can fact check everything I do, right up to the one who created, I think it was Pascal Blaise. Is it Pascal Blaise who created the calculator or created the roulette? Because I'd probably like to speak to this family because it'd be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm quite sure there's many others. A lot of mathematicians come out here and tell me everything I do is nothing, you know? So this is what I do. Like, I look at this, right? And then I say, what can I do with this? I'll put a square on this. If I put a square, How do I get a square out of this? Because there's 37 numbers, something's going to happen that I'm going to have to meet in between an area space and then the 3 points. I'm going to call those 3 points my 90 angles and then create connections or straight lines. Where am I going to connect the straight line? I will go straight down from a point, okay, to another point and then encompass a point. 26 is here, 27 is here, 6 is here, okay? I want to do this one. I think it's a little bit easier to understand. 33 is here, 34 is there. 15 is here, then 16 is here. If 21 is here, 22 is here. Do you follow what I'm saying? They're all opposites. They're all one numbers. They're half area spaces, but yet opposite of each other. So when I split this, right? Hold on a second. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be, okay, should I have split it that way? No. So what happens is I'm going to, no, I need to fold this, okay. Now I need to bend it this way. No, I have to bend it this way. No, I have to, wow, I have to turn it in. Yes, okay, I have to turn it in and bend it this way. Okay, in order to get my zone enemy signs. So if you think you're going backwards, you might just be over here, right? And then you're going to connect. Well, this is not even proper. Hold on. I don't think I have the, do I have it proper here? Anyways, something like that, right? So you overlap here, so a few of the numbers are lost because of the duplication inside this part. We can do it the other way, I think, and we can create horns and stuff like that. And it's one of the reasons some of the numbers disappear on this. The same as, I'll do it easier, that this here, okay, when it's plugged in or it's lying on the table, you're going to lose the bottom. There's a total on Rubik's Cube to 54 area spaces. But if I take off the 9 bottom, that 54 becomes 45. One way in, one way out. 9 by 5, 9 times 6. 9 times 4, 36. 9 times 7, 63. 9 by 6, and not 7 and 4 is 11. 9 by 7, 63. 9 by 4, 36. 6 and 5 is 11. 9 by 6, 54. 9 by 4, 45. Isn't that crazy how perfect it is? Venus bronze. Yeah, you can do that. I think Venus would be bronze in association with Mars. The reason for that is since we run these enemy signs, right? You know what I like about this check mark? They show the same check mark in the Aztec, right? Is to the left and to the right. What is this pyramid separation over here? Does it always have to be, is every single pyramid sort of plugged in? And if you see this, you got to turn it around here, here, and here, 120 degrees. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, so you're connecting here and here, here and here, here and here. On one of them, it's showing you you're connecting numbers 37 and 39. 11 and 26, 37. 30 and 9, 39. 26, go the other way. 30 and 7, 37. 7 and 32, 39. 20 and 17, 37. 7, so it's 37. And when you divide the wheel, right, at the heart, okay, 1 and 34 is 35. 2 and 35 is 37. 3 and 36 is 39. And they're showing you the fixed and cardinal signs in which, before our break, when you have that, you will be equating to here's your, oh, why does it say that? So when I go ahead, let me take the back off. I have to put the back on anyway, but, oh no, not that, not that. So what it is 2, 5, and 8 equals to 15, 3, 6, and 9 equals to 18. These are the fixed signs. Now, what is this over here? 3 and 2 is 5. 3 and 8 is 11. 9 and 8 is 17. 28 and 5 is 33. 33. So when I connect this 5, 2, 8, adding 3, 6, 9 to 2, 5, 8 turns this into this. And then 2, 5, 8, right? When you double this up, adding itself into each other, 2 and 2 is 4. 2 and 5 is 7. 2 and 8 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 and 8 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. Doing this one twice goes here. Adding this to this stays here. Doing this one twice goes here. So this one goes into this one goes into this one, and these two together create 3, create 6, create 9, create 6, create 9, create 12, 1 and 2 is 3, create 15, 1 and 5 is 6, create 9, create 7 and 5 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. But these numbers, okay, come in singularity. 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 come in singularity on the cube. 4 and 5 come in duality. 9 is everywhere and nowhere, but is made up of a duality only. So you must use all 10 digits, all 9 digits to create the 10th digit. And in the association of creating these digits, the duality, you will be connecting the lower realm of 6 with the higher realm of 6. It's only a 6 connection. That's all it is. Unless you're working with altered shapes other than these squares, where things are fair and square, things change because of the shape. And if the shape change, so does the star. And if the star changes, so do the numbers. Is it a star with a point in the center that everything sprouts from the point, like in binary code? Or is there an area space and there's 4 points around encompassing an area space, making up the difference of 1 square, 2 square, and 3 square? Because there is no other than what this is. Everything else surrounds what is, as I said. How's everybody doing? Oh yes, egg shape, 100%. 100%. Now take that egg and cut it in half and flip it upside down. And whatever anybody's saying about this electricity, these electronics, this what's it called? I see it also. But what it is when you're on a 23.5 degree angle, like they're saying, and constantly shifting, it adds on the extra pull to it, I believe. And I don't believe we're able, that if this movement would stop, that if this thing would stop, that we wouldn't be able to, the breath, the air we breathe would not be the same. We need that constant movement. I think they call it, what's the name of the song? Going over the other thing. I'm going to be ending this and coming back after. Very important. Nursery rhymes, right? They're telling the story. What story they tell, we have to look at it. For me, I know because of my experience over time that I know it is telling a story. I know there's more to it, right? Just like over here, before I end it, I'll finish with this. M and N connect the first half and the last half of the alphabet. This is the 14th letter from Z, and this is the 14th letter from A. Now, if the Rubik's Cube, okay, if I needed a starting point in Rubik's Cube and the starting point was 1, I would have to call A 2. But what happened is B in Hebrew has 2 straight off the bat stories, bet and vet. So it's talking about 2 and 22. Just like Aquarius, 6 and 5, 11, 7 and 4, 11, right? 2 and 9, 11. The first time the 11, you see, we can't create the 11 with 1 and 11 to create 11. But what happens
by creating 2 and 9, 11, we are creating Aries, 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 1, 1, 1, 1, but we created through the 2, 9 association, 3, 8, 4, 7. So with this, the bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah, the bar mitzvah and 12, 13 connect. 12, 13 connect. 14, 13 connect. And 14, 15 connect. So we have 29, 27, 25. The L letter is the 12th letter. I like to say it's the soul. Why? Rabbi Fine said on day 6, land, animal, and man. L connected to DNA. 1 and 2 connected to DNA. Do you want to call it the moon? Do you want to call it alpha, beta? I want to call it the bodies that come into the soul. So I call it the feminine because it's 12. 12 by 13, 156. There are 156 faces in 26 pieces of Rubik's Cube, plus the 6 to the center, 162. Electric Company, 12, 6. What is Pisces and what is Virgo? What is 21 or what is 9 and 12? Sagittarius, Pisces. Happy birthday. So when you have 13, the masculine, since I mentioned that everything is by twos in order to keep it in the same house, that the feminine is 12, the masculine is 13, and the 14 is the feminine, unless the masculine creates a duality of itself and 15 becomes the feminine, right? But if not, then the 14 and the 12 are together. That means 12 is 1 and 2 is 3, and 14, AD and AC, the current, AC and AD, 5 and 4, 45, 54, 9 by 6, 9 by 5, 11. So anyways, to make a long story short, the 12 is the feminine, the 14 is the feminine, the 13 is the masculine, the 15 is the masculine. The 5, 6 come together. The 15 is 1 and 5, 6. The 14 is 1 and 4, 5. 5, 6, 11. To what is 1, 3, 4, and the 1, 2, 3 creates 7, 11. This cube is 7, 11. How so? Every side is according to Rubik's Cube. There's 6 sides, but every face is 9, 6. Even though you see 1, 7 on the opposite, there's 2 that you don't see. 2, 1, and 6 on this one over here, representing Pisces, Virgo. And anything else you'd like to talk about that 1 and 2 comes together, like 6 and 6, 7 and 5, 8 and 4, 9 and 3. Why not 10 and 2? Because the 10 is a duality of 2 digits. The 10 would be a 5 and 5, 6 and 4, 10, communication in the house. I'm talking too fast. I need the questions to go over what did I say. So you know what would be a good thing to do is I think I'm going to ask everybody who comes here to open up their AIs and just listen to me talk and let it play back and see whatever I said, what they can say. And we can help guide the AI because I haven't seen one AI keep up to the course yet because the machine has to be taught how to hear where I'm going because there's millions of mistakes. Even some of the artwork, I'm not sure what's in here, right? 13.5 ACE, Jesus picked out of the lake, right? 153 fish. The right hook, the left hook, and then the hooks in between, right? Otherwise, there'd be more than one hook. Each one runs individually, right? And this one runs to all. Let's call that Neptune. The numeric value for the word Neptune. And you know what I like about that word? It's got a palindrome, Neptune, one tune, and you also have Einstein. I like this. I should take my break and do it up on the screen, Einstein and Neptune. So what else we have in here? So here's the tetrahedron, right, over here. So there's 4 sides here. There's 6 sides here. If we're talking about 4 and 6, are we going to talk about 720 and 2160? That there are 3 of these in here? That there are 3 points in here? That when one is made, it ends up with 2 points and 1 point, but not 1 point and 3 points. See, 1 point and 3 points and 1 point and 3 points, right? Unlike the, hold on a second. Where did I get that? 1 point and 3 points, 1 point and 4 points. Where was that again? Hold on a second. I just lost 1 and 3, and then here's 1 and 4. So I have 1, 2, 3 sides, 4, 5, 6 sides, but here's my 3, 4, 5. There are 4 sides on here. 4 and 4 is 8, but I only got 6. Why? Because the 2 sides went together and they joined by the 1 moon, and then here would be another crossing moon, and here would be another crossing moon here. Okay, I didn't put them on. Most likely we'd have a North Star, right? And then something, a zenith or whatever, and it would sit on this angle at 120. Would it be the 120 degrees? I don't know, something like that. Something like this. I'd have 2 of them, you know. This one is made a little bit different. I don't know how I used less sticks to do this one, or it looks less complicated. So you can see in the center of this one, let me see, right? The way there's 4 coming together for the 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 coming together here to one area here. And then I don't know why there's missing here. What happened? Do I have this one pointed here? I don't know what happened. How did this one do this and this one not? Anyways, just let me see. Okay. So you can see inside here the way it splits up 3 times. Anyways, I'm tired. I think we're just going to end it right now. So that's what I do. I'll look at sports, right? Hockey, baseball, football, soccer. Baseball has 9 innings. It has the 7th inning stretch. There's 39 outs, 18 and 21, both mutable signs, except when there's 18 outs, it's a 10 and 8-18. We have Scorpio Capricorn coming into the house. When there's 21 outs, we've completed the cube. It's the 7th inning stretch. We go on to the 8th and 9th because it is the birth into the house. 8 and 9, which is 0101 or 1010. The reason for that is the highest digit is 9. 9 minus the 1, 8. 9 minus the 0, 9. Wow. 9 plus 0, 9. Divided by the 2 digits, 4.5. 9 by 6, 4.5. And now we got the whole house. The average adding up 1 to 9 equals to 45. Right? Sorry, the adding up 1 to 9 equals to 45. The average is 5. So I'm just using yesterday. I'm using everything that has ever been created yesterday. If it's the game of Scrabble and the A is 1 and I have a double letter or a double word, I'm going to use that. I'm going to classify it. Okay? I'm going to put it in a file folder, right? And I'm going to pull out everything that looks like it. Did you know that Aries is the first zodiac sign? And if I go around to Aries again, I have to go through all the other 11 zodiac signs. I have to go through Aries 1 and then 11 to get back to Aries again. And you know what the total is? That's 12 signs. So that means Aries would be at 13, at 25, and then at 37. Aries, Aries, Aries. But if we want to talk about Aries, I'll say Aries 1. I'll say Aries Gemini. I'll say Aries with Taurus and with Leo. And then I'll say Aries with the 2 air signs of what is Libra and what is Gemini again. Look at that here and here, because 1 and 7 come through the gates. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. But when we get to 37, right? 3 times 7, 3 plus 7 equals to 21 and 10, back to 31 again. Go to jail, directly to jail upon the breath you take. In Monopoly, it's go to jail, go directly to jail. But at the same time, should I advance the 6 from 37, or should I advance the 6 from go, or any 6 from the corner? It's to the trains, and Harry Potter got on the trains, right? And maybe now why we have the 4 trains, like Nostradamus said, the quad trains. In 1984, what is 3 by 28, or what is 3 cycling moons based on 1 moon cycling at 28. Those moons are the Mars moons. This is where the story comes from. I'm not making up a story that doesn't exist. I'm telling you the story that already exists. I'm not changing the story that has already been created. I'm telling you about the story that has already been created. I didn't create any of these stories, and even every single Bible will tell the story the same way. And I didn't create anything, and I did nothing other than repeat the story and show you how the other different things, like Jack in the Box, ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding, ding, da, ding. So what pops up, at this time? So every time a number is mentioned, 72, well, we have 72 times 5 for 360. 5 is the half center number. It's perfect. We have 360, 360, 720. That's absolutely perfect. 2 triangles come together, tetrahedrons. Why 720? Because 6 by 120 to create 720. So the 120 degree angle, 1 added through 15 equals to 120. The pool balls there are 15. It shows me it's divided by the 8 ball. I got the lower solid balls. I got the higher stripe balls. They even told me they gave it a name, stripes and solids. So it even showed me that is it a stripe and a solid, but they said solids. Do I add the S? The S is just like the A and is just like the I, because the S is the 19th letter. And 9 is the I, 9th letter, but it's beyond that because it both represents Capricorn and Sagittarius. The other thing about why it represents is because the reverse not alphabet, but the reverse 360 of 180 is 180. There is no 190. There is no 19 times 10. And the other thing about 19, what's really special, is when you add up 1 over to 19, it equals to a total of 190, giving you an average of 10. Therefore, you're living there in the center, which is there to the ace, which is the sun, connected and running through the moons, powered by the oceans. So I have to remember what I just said. What was that number I said? Do you remember? What number did I say? Oh, not only that, you see this over here? 13 by 13, 169, 14 by 14, 196, 365 days a year. They signed the Strait of Hormuz, or whatever it is, and we signed it on day 170. 17 is Q. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. 1 and 2, alpha, beta. The 2 on the outside here, or the 1 in the center. The 2 on the outside here, the 2 on the outside here, the 2 on the outside here. You see, the house of Bait here on the outside is guided by the 1 star here. And this here crossing into this bet, and this bet is 3 different houses. The star encompassed into both houses. Since it runs off the rim of this duality, it has an enemy sign running off this perfection here, running on this perfection here, creating the double vesica Pisces. Or if I created this square, it would be 2 hexagons and an octagon. Looks like it spells the word lemon inside of there. I don't know. It's for I don't know. I'm an empty can. For all those who know, when you present me something and I see everything around it, I can depict. First of all, north starts with NO, right? So it's like starting with AB, LMNO, right? So it's number 29. So 29 for me is always when the child is being born, when something is coming in, when you bring a 9 into it, 3 by 3. So the 19 is when the duality comes together. So instead of this saying this, think add 5 to this and add 5 to this. When you do the alphabet shift, you move the alphabet up 5, right? So you start at A6, or what I say, instead of starting the alphabet here, start the alphabet A6, and you go all the way up to Z. Do you know the alphabet itself, A1, Z26, is 1 and 2 is Pisces and 6 is Virgo. It splits the clock right here. And 6 times 6 times 6, 126, it splits the clock right here. If you have 216, you're going to go here and here. 126, you go here to here to here. but the two part will be here, reflecting back here, reflecting on all six. Here's a 6 and here's a 6, because the base of this is 3, the base of this is 3, the base of this is associating this one with this one. You can see the 3-3 hexagon made up here and the 3-3 hexagon made up here, because you're bringing both sides together. Even though the circle is 36, right? 360, remember 3 and 6, 1 between 2, reverse alphabet is 24, 2 and 4 is 6. The 3, 6, 9 that you bring together is that 120 degree separation where 1 and 2 comes together as 3, where 4 and 5 come together as 9, and 7, 8 is 15. That's where the power station is. And when that happens, I can build this. I just don't remember how, but I know that's what I said when I was building it, when I saw it. Okay, then this here, wondering if I have it here, and I'm not going to do this now, right? Hold on a second. You have this, right, which shows you 3 circles, 3 here and here. Each one is 9, 9, 9, 27, or you can take each one as a clock, 36, 36, 36, or you can mark 12, 12, 12. There are 12 times 5 minutes in an hour. You need to use 2, just like the 2-minute penalty for this side and that side. And then it turns into this. And that's what this is. You see, what it is you create the single triangle and then you rotate it until it looks like this. So how do you create this? After the break, I got no voice left. Rude boy, root at the ball game. And guess what? We have to take Chicago into this. They were the last ones to get the lights. You see, nothing is left out of this. You like those diamonds over here? Right? You can actually see it's a long, long way down. You see the angle, every point is an angle. If you think of it a little bit different or look at it a little bit different, the red here is all the way down here. Do you know that if I put my hands up like this, do you know what this does? Hold on a second. I need to see if I can do this. Okay, this is, let me see, do I get the natural? I need to find where the natural, okay, this is the natural. See, in the NHL, in the NFL, they put a touchdown up. But when I do this, I'm at the 10-10 area, 120 degrees. I am 60 degrees that way. I am 60 degrees that way. I reach 10 o'clock and I reach 2 o'clock and I reach 10 o'clock. That's that's 4 hours, 240 minutes. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. 3 digits. Since it's 3 digits, 2, 4, and 0. 7 plus 2, 9. 5 plus 4, 9, and 9. So I have to write down 7, 4, 9 to those 3 area spaces. So the next one is below, right? And then I have 8 o'clock, and I have 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And there's 240 minutes, and there's 240 minutes. That's 480 minutes, or 48. Might as well have a basketball game going, 24 minutes, right? First half, second half, shoot beyond the arc. Why beyond the arc? Because you went below the equator. In order to create not the 45-degree angle, which will reach over here at 3 o'clock and at 9 o'clock, which is 30 degrees away from 8 o'clock and 30 degrees away from 10 o'clock. 60 degrees total and 60 degrees total. You know what I'm saying? 30 above, 30 below. So if you go and you look at Celsius and Fahrenheit, what is 30 Celsius? What is 30 Fahrenheit? We got 30 eggs in the egg tray, right? 6 by what? How does the egg tray work, or the key tray? You think I leave anything out? You think I'll leave out the pigs or the chickens? No chance. I don't think we can leave out the pigs or the chickens. Let me see over here. I got to look for something. Hold on a second. Just give me a second over here. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Yes, so why leave them out? Can we leave them out? I don't leave them out. Who is that guy? Where did that guy come from? Oh, a second. Let me check. Let me check out this weirdo over here. Let me check out this. Look at that weirdo. Holy mac. Hold on. Yeah, we got this guy over here. He's finding out those secrets. And look at that. Everybody, one human, and communication. Ham radio. An arm for the pig, or in French you would say Abraham. So I worked with these guys many years, and I'm a little sorry that I didn't talk to them more. I did talk to a few of them in this video that I made. And PIG, right, is what is P16, I9, and G7. So it's what is 16 and 9 and 7. So right away it becomes 797 or 979. So it equals to 25 and it equals to 23. So since I mentioned that every second number, right, because we have to do the palindrome. If you see one thing, you automatically have to do the other one. There's games that do this. So just give me a second. 3 1 3 1 3 1. So what happens when you look at a cube and you want to fix it up to its base number? 9 and 1 is 10. 3 and 7 is 10. And that's how you bring it down to this. So when you see this, right, you're going to see it's really this. So this is the cycling moon, man on the moon, 7 by 13, 91. Come the spirit of 10 through the Aztec, because that's the same match. This one over here is 7. This one over here is 5, 57, 75, the feminine and the masculine. Looks like two houses of communication to one passageway. Here's that communication, 7 and 7, and they talk about the belly of Christ or something like that. That's over here. What is 23? Reverse alphabet D. It creates the completion of the platform. The 23 and the 25 will go together. The 22 and the 24 will go together. Now, if I double this up, I get 46, or I get, what is the name? I think I get Grover Cleveland, or hold on a second. Let me do this. Who was the 22nd and 23rd president? Now compare to me the 23rd president to the 46th and show me which president was before and after in each one. I just want to see it. Just show it to me. Do you notice anything in here? Here's a 4, here's a 9, here's a 6, here's an 11, right? Now, here should be an 8. I get a 9 because of the shift. Here, I have a 6. Here, it should be a 3 because I double it up as 48. It should be one more. Here, it should be 44. It's 45. Here, it should be 48. It's 47 because it's before and after the duplication of 23, like the 23 chromosomes. So the minute you get to 24, right, you're on the other side. The reverse alphabet before you create the platform is CX, right, like that UFO thing. Before you create the platform to the other side, create that enemy sign within one. Because imagine one of you with 12 zodiac signs and everybody saying, where's the 13th sign? Where's the 13th sign? It ain't there. Well, don't count yourself. Of course not. Just like in Monopoly Go, don't count yourself, you know. Don't count yourself. But when I do count myself, I want to know if it's my fault. Okay? And I heard about this in tennis. Fault. So if it's my fault, I must have hit the net. F-A-U-L-T. The fault line is at the net. Right? So if I got a fault and it's at the net, then we have two sides of the net, right, on the same court. That's a rectangle. It's like the pool game. So I got a fault, and it's tennis, and it's 15 equals to 7, 8 is 15. So I got the power source, and 6 and 9 upon the breath I take, another 15. 6 and 9, 7 and 8. So in the 6 and 9 of 3, 6 and 9, I take on the breath through the association of 7 and 8, 15. But it's not only 7 and 8, 15, it's also 6 and 9, 15. But 8, 15. 7.5 divided by 2 is 15. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to 3, and 4 equals to 7. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 2, and 3 equals to 5. 5 goes into every 1 and 5. 1 and 5 go into every single digit. 1 and 5 go into every single number. 1, 5, and 9 are found just about everywhere with reason, because all that is from 9 and 1, the duality and association of 10. All that is 5 is either the upper house or the lower house in connection. 4, 1, and 4 connected to the source. 4 connected to 1, connected to 1. 4 connected to 1, connected to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, all connected to 5. Now, if we're talking about the game of pool, right? It's 1 through 7 connected to the 8, and it's 9 through 15 connected to the 8. And the thing about this is that here's the game of pool for a minute, right? You have 15 balls over here. Here I was playing with 9. It's 4, 1, 4 for 9. It's 3, 1, 3 for 7. So what do you do for 15? It's 7, 1, 7. But there's a difference, because in the first 4 numbers, A, B, C, D, it equals to a total of digits. It equals to a total of 10. In the last 4 digits, F, G, H, I, it equals to a total of 30. The lower house and the upper area space. Why not do the left? Why not do the right? It's not really the question, why not? That's not the question. The question is, when will I get to doing something like this or that? Something like this or that that you said that I never thought of, or I haven't got to yet and I thought about it. So that is right. We have to put everything in here because it is ABC right through the dictionary, even to understanding that there are 676 combinations of 26 letters, not using the 52, not using the deck of cards, which is 26 to the negative color and 26 to the positive color. To where the diamond suit, okay, is not like the other suit, nor is the heart, which represents to me 3, or the spade represents to me 3 and 1, or the club represents to me 3, spade equaling to me. I'm not going to do the spade. I just want to just say that the heart shows me the tetrahedron. The club shows me 3 circles, right? The club, did I say that? You create the club like this. And then you can put a stand here, an expansion here, an expansion here. Then I can go ahead and put another one here. Then I can go ahead and put another one here, 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 and I can just keep going around. And when I do it, right, we create this area space here. Whoopee, this. Right? And it goes all the way down to the bottom here. That's the I section. And when it goes from here to here, that's the H section. When they run like this and they run on diagonal from this way to this way, the angle will show you what is the Z. When you run from this way to this way, the angle will show you what is the N. And that's what you'll see when they're rotating, even if they're in the constellations, because that's what it shows me here. It's not made for overthinking. So where is Orpheus? Because that's basically, I mean, it's not only me. I mean, Orphan Roulette. TikTok, I'm going to be showing something that says Orphan Roulette. This is not about gambling. This is about number association. I do numerology. So I'm going to try and come up here and not see if I can just show you that it's orphelin, which is like Orpheus right over here. Here's a section of 5 digits over here equaling to 57. And over here is, here's a total of 5 digits and 3 area spaces equaling to 57. And over here is 5 area spaces with 2, 4, 6 digits and 1 and 9, A on the outside of 2, 5, and I don't remember what this is, 31, 254, 245. Beautiful. The feminine of Venus. It's not talking about the alpha. The alpha is here and the birth is over here. In a deck of cards, the 1, right, is inside the 3, the 5, and the 9, not the 7. The 7 shows lunar. And when you fold the cards, right, I should take a break, right, but just give me a second. The 10 card, it shows equally 5 and 5, 10. 5 up, 5 down. The diamond card runs in duality. We don't know what's up and what's down. But every single card has 4 corners. 10-4 is your base communication to equality of the house. 4 corners and 6 on the inside, showing to you the hexagon, or what is the tetrahedron. But because of the angle of 45 degrees, it's showing you more the cube. The tetrahedron, I'd like to say, is on a 120-degree angle. Others would differ, or what it is like this. Remember, we need the inside of the house and the outside of the house. So if I go from the outside brick to the inside of the inside wall after putting on all the padding, you'll see that angle that runs inside that area space. That's how I call those all pixels. This is a pixelated house. As much to say that if I wanted to say something that I'm looking at all that is the past. I'm going to end it here, right? So I'm looking at all that is the past. I'm looking at the deck of cards and what it can do for me, right? Everything that is in the past, why it was created. I know that when I bend horizontally, I know the pillars run horizontally, horizontally, vertical. This is vertical, this is horizontal. Vertical, horizontal for I, and then you run it this way. So asleep and awake. But just to show you, when I split a card this way, I split all of the first house and the second house. When I split it this way, I split only the first house, and I have 1.5 of each one in each house with the 3 card. When I do it with the 5, okay, it's what is a little different. When I make the split, I get 2.5 and 2.5. And when I make the split, I get the whole 2.5 to the top and the whole 2.5 to the bottom. It's absolutely perfect. 2.5 plus 1 is 3.5. 2.5 minus 6 is 3.5. Times 2 is 7, the heart of the cube. When we go over to the 6, what happens is, because it's a 6, check it out. Half area space, 2, and what do you want to call this? Quarters. and then you have it on the backside, same thing. This area space gets clubbed. But we can also look at it this way. And then when you see E and E is what is I, and then E and E, M can create this I. The only difference here is that when I'm doing it on square paper, I'm going to run the angles inside. And when you put the angles inside the pointers, sigma appears, right? Connecting the above with the below. When you create it this way, it does one thing. When you create it this way using the K letter, it creates something else inside of it. And remember, if you're working with one number, it's not just an area space, the fine line. It's the whole encompassment of that area it occupies when it spins around. That's that area space. It occupies how much? Does it occupy, if it's on your head, turn the triangle around. It's going to create that circle, right? Even with one, you're always going to create that circle. With this orphalin, what I wanted to show you, that it says 5775. That's one. Number two, 7 and 5 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Makes 3, 3. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 5775, electric moon. 7, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4, 7 from AC to DC. Now we have man connecting 1 to 6 and 6, equaling 617 and 617. June of this year created one of the longest weeks that we have seen in a long time. Why? Because the month began, okay, on a Saturday. So that means it didn't begin on a Friday. So when it begins on a Saturday, which is day 1, and it ends on a Saturday, day 8, but that's the same Saturday, but that makes Friday, no. When the month begins on the, I think it was the Friday, the month begins on the Sunday, is the 1, which, okay, I got to do it this way. The first Friday is the 6th. There it is. So we start on a Sunday. The first Friday is the 6th. The next Friday is the 13th. So if we start, I'm just trying to look for where I am. If I start on the Monday as the 1st, so the first Saturday, okay, that's what it is. Yes. Okay, let me redo this. Okay, the 1st is a Monday. Nope. The 1st is a Sunday. Wow, why do I keep making this error? Am I talking to myself? Oh, be quiet. You're telling me to be quiet? Yeah, okay. People listening to you, they are? I don't hear them. I can't hear them listening to me. Well, you can't hear them listening. They're using their ears. You don't hear them. Oh, okay. Can I see them? No, you can't see them. What do you mean you can't see them? I can't see them. I can't hear them. So how do I know they're here? Wow, I'm running out of whiteout. No way. No way. I need whiteout. Oh, boy. Wow, I'm going to have to buy more office supplies. Looking for office supplies. Those who'd like to help support the channel. There's a link in the big time beginning. So now I forgot what I was thinking about. Hold on a second. Wow. I lost my place. Anyways, I'm going to get back to this before I go. Here's the pool balls. When I add up the top part of the pool balls, right? This one equals to 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals to 28. 1 through 15 equals to 9 through 15 equals to 84. The total of 1 through 15 equals to 120. You notice the way they both have an 8? The way this is a 2 and this is a 4? Because 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is what splits the 7th gate. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. The communication services between the stripes and the solids. 7 times 1, 7 plus 1 equals to 8 and 7. 8 by 7 is 56 and 15. Silver cord. So what happens here is 8 by 7, 56. 8 plus 7, 15, and 56 is 71. If I minus it, it's 41, and it's all the way around in Monopoly. But 41 all the way around the Monopoly brings you to the Mediterranean, home, king. When you add them together is 71. 5 and 6, 11. 1 and 5 is 6. The 11th letter and the 15th letter for 26 are the letter Z. But the letter is K and O, bringing Aquarius and Gemini. How do I get Gemini? Go around 12, then add 3. But then again, it can be 6 and 9, 15. So actually we have Virgo and Sagittarius. Or 7 and 8, 15. And then we have Libra and Scorpio. And by doing so, we are on the left side of the zodiac. And by moving over to the 7, we come onto the right side of the zodiac. Libra and Virgo connect that zodiac at the heart. So I spoke earlier on that if we remove November and December, there are going to be 72 degrees that is going to be missing. 4 by 72 is 288, October 15th. So November and December are going to be missing 78 days. That's the power station was needed to add it in, right? And then 1 and 1/8 times 8 equals to the 9 to fit into this element, if you're following what I say. So the AG is the silver. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say from before. 1 through 19 equals to 190. 1 through 18 equals to 171. 1 through 17 equals to 153. This is 3 by 51. This is 3 by, what is there anything 3 by what equals to? 3 by what equals to 3 by 57. And then this one over here is 3 by what equals to 190. Is there an equation by that? Or is it 10 times 19? Just give me a second. 3 times what? Or 4 times what? 45 by 4. No, 4 by, wow, I can't figure it out. It's 95. So anyways, let me show you what I just marked up. 19, 18, and 17 before I end it. When you add up 1 to 17, you have 153 or 3 by 51. The average over here, okay, because there's 17 numbers, is what? What is the average? Let me check it out. 153 divided by 17 equals 9. And then 171 divided by, wow, hold on a second. That's pretty weird. 1 second. Okay, because I'm not sure. I think somebody just threw out bottles in the garbage, right? I heard a lot of bottles there going. So let me check back. Was it somebody dumping it out or? Wow, what was that? It just like. What time is it now? 11 o'clock. Okay, 10:59. Okay, no. I don't see anybody at the garbages. You see anybody at the garbage? I gotta see what's going outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, check this out. Hold on a second. Check this out. Check this out. This is last night at This is last night at midnight. So if you wanted to get some bottles last night, right? Look at those bottles. Yeah. Clean that stuff up. Red suit, everything. Brand new car. Raining outside, wearing his hat. He's got a light on his head. He's wearing a hat with a light on it. At least he covered itself, doing it right. He goes to back, but he leaves the trunk open and he drives away. He checks around, no one coming. So, oh yeah, sometimes it gets serious, but I think we're gonna take like a 2-minute break now. We're gonna take that 2-minute workout break. I need a glass of water, and guess what? I made a coffee a half an hour ago or an hour ago. I forgot to drink it. I'm out of water, right? First you gotta, first we'll do a few pull-ups, or we'll do like Anatoly, So we can do that. Or, what happens if you can get your feet off the ground? What happens if you can get your feet off the ground? I'm really tall. I don't know if I can get into that small door over there. Look at that door. Look how big I am. I touch the roof. I'm a big guy. I'm like 9 feet tall. Just 1 second. 1 second. Lyrics for nursery rhyme Jack and Jill. Nursery rhyme Jack and Jill. Wow, they're not good, eh? So why Jack and Jill? Why the J? A, B, C, D equals to 10. Reverse alphabet 17Q, including Capricorn. Capricorn includes A, B, C, D, because in order to have 1 and 9, should you not have 1, 2, 3, 4 in order for 1 to go to 9? In order for 1 to go to 4 to make 5, and 2 to go to 3 to make 5? In order for 1 to go to 9 to make 10, and 2 to go to 8 for earth and water? Or 3 to go to 7? That's your first major sign, when... Okay, so let me see. Wow, I can't even find the lyrics. I write Jack and Jill lyrics. Wow. They were only giving me meanings. I don't want meanings. Okay, the rhyme first came out in 1765, or Jack and Jill, or what is putting 7-6, right? Just give me 2 seconds. I just need to, get off the floor for 2 minutes. Okay, just a 2-minute thing. I don't want to do anything. It's been there for 15 years, that thing, or something like that. So anyways, let me put this away. Let me move this away, this away, this away. It's 11:05. In 1 minute, it will be the 666th minute of this side of midnight at 11:06. There's going to be 54 minutes left, which represents the sun. 11:06 is just like 2 and 6. It's which inverts to what is the high-low of the cube. to our 1 and 5 holding the 432 vibration, call me. 1 and 5, 432, the 924. 924 is IX, making the call. XE. IXXE is what explains this entire queue. I'm going to show you the XE on this. Watch this. This is just a, oopie, let me see. Okay, I'm going to do this here. So let me see. Hold on a second. So yeah, we're not going to do it on this. I'm going to bring in a new, let me see if I have any selections back here. No, nothing in the background. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in File, import the canvas from a file. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to remember what I was just talking about now. Wow, I wanted to show something and now I don't remember. Hold on a second, let me think about it. Oh man, what was I talking about? Yeah, they're always around to clean up. So let me just see what I was thinking about. Wow. Just give me a second. 11:06. Yes. Okay. 11:06. 54 minutes. XE. Yes. Okay. 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 So that's not what I want. File. Import the canvas. Okay. I want this one. Okay. Okay. So XE. Okay. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to do that. Oh wait, it's not even that one that I want. File, import the canvas. I want, oh yeah, that's the one I want. Okay. Okay, so what it is I'm going to do this just real quick. Right? So one, I don't want it in red, make it in black, right? One, and then we're going to put it here, but I want it in bold, right? And then 2, 3. Whoopee. Now we're going to have 7, 8, 9. Should take a little break so everybody gets a break. So I get a break and whoever's still here, wow, we're like 300,000 people here. Okay, so this is how it works. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go here. Whoopee. I'm going to do, oh no, that's not the one. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Check this out, right? I'm going to do packages of 4. Copy, paste. Here's one here, right? And now I'm going to go, whoopee. Now I'm going to go, copy, paste. Right over here. I just need to do something for a second. I just need to see, I don't know if I have this anywhere. Copy, so I want to see if I can just save. I just need to save 2 of them to make sure it's not here. So I'm going to do this, and then what I'm going to do is copy, and then I'm going to paste like this, right? And remember these numbers, right? Remember these numbers, what they do. They do this, right? Whoopee, how did I do that? Okay. Oh boy, no. Copy, paste. Okay, so I can put it here. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Here's what it is. I take, well, let me see if I can get this in the camera, hold on. We are gonna go to strings and we're gonna do this. There. Whoa, what the hell what happened there? Are you okay? Okay, hold on, I'll get you. Hold on a second. We had a little accident here. Wow, there's so much stuff here. Hold on a second. I didn't notice. Very sorry there, kitty. Man, we got so much stuff here. We've got the cut-ups and stuff, right? Put this in a glass jar, metal bag, glass jar, copper tone. Hold on there. Whew. Just give me a second while I got the cards all over. Oh yeah. So what happens? You see the 8 card, right? It's like the 6 card, except here you split both moons in half. And you have 3, 2 to the upper, 2 to the lower chamber. Because now what happens is now, see that? Again, the half-life runs to the moon, half-life from the other side. And each one has its own moon. The only thing that's empty here is when the 9 birth comes in here. And no matter what you do in this, you end up with the quarter house here. Right? But what happened, right? Like the Aztec calendar shows, what happened is they took one of the walls and they folded it into the next wall, right? Making only 3 sides. And I can do this with board games when I fold up board games. So there's one concave wall showing 3 other walls, just like you don't really see the other 3 sides of the cube. Just give me 1 second here. I just have to, just give me 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna finish with this. I'm just gonna show you the base of this, right? So we're gonna run from here, okay, and here to here, and here to here. The next one, okay, oh, and here to here. The next one, okay, I'm gonna run from here to here, here to here, and here to here. And you can see X1, X1, 10, 11. In the next one, okay, on this side, we are going to, I just want to see something else, what I should do with this. Yes, so there's also this, where you run from here over to here, and then you run from here over to here. And then what you do is you run from here over to here, and then you run from here over to here. Then you run from here over to here. You run from here over to here, and then from here over to here. And then you run from here over to here. And here over to here. All right, so here's your 11. Now, after that, right, here's your 11, here's your 9. So when you run, sorry, let's not do this one. When you run the 2 of them together, right? When you run these 2 together, you end up with this, and then this. And then you end up with this, and then this. So what this does over here is 7 and 13. So what's happening here right, is 7. What in the world is that? Wow. So what happens here, right, is you get 7 and 13, right? And how do you get that? You get the 4 and 3 equals 7, right? And then you get the 6 and 7 equals 13. Now, something's missing here. Oh yes, this is the 7 and the 13 of what the combinations will create. And each one of these, right, will be multiplied by 3. 7 by 3, right, equals to 21, plus 7 equals to 28. And then 3 by 13, right, equals to 39, right? Plus, hold on a second. Just give me a second. I just want to see if I got this right. 1 and 6 and 4 and 7, okay. Okay. You see, this one here is actually 16, right? But then once I do that, I'm just gonna have to just do this for a second. Hold on a second. I have to explain this. I wasn't planning on doing that. But also what there is there's another plus 16 again, right? There's a 9 and 7 and 16, but the other one can't be created because it's a duality of its own. So I can't create it, otherwise I'll have to create a half area space, creating its own 7. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at this, right? And now this equals, right? I should have put equals to 21, okay, plus 7 equals to 28 slash. No, I don't want to mark it that way. Not good. I don't have enough room. Not enough room. I think I'm just going to leave it at plus 7 equals to 28. Just want to see what I got here. I want to see what this says here. Okay, so hold on a second. Number 1, cut. Number 2, number 3, paste. Okay, so 7 and 13 are my connections, right? There are 3 times 7 equals to 21. Right? And 21 plus the other 7 equals to 28. Why the other 7? Right? Why the other 7? Because 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. So one of the connections maybe I should have made, is this, no, not, it's not here. Hold on a second. Where am I connecting the 7s? Oh yeah, here's the connecting 7s, but I should have did it my way. Hold on a second. So here is another 7. Here. Count to 5 is neutral. It passes through you, Leo. And 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7, passing through 5 power. But also at the same time, 8 is an association of 5. 8 and 5 is 13. They associate. So now we're gonna come back over here, right? Oh my God, what just happened? Opie. I don't like my whole screen disappeared. I don't know how to bring it back. I just lost my whole screen. Wow. No. No. What happened to my screen? Or did I wipe? How did I wipe out everything? I just wiped out everything with one mistake? No way. Okay, let me put my computer to sleep and wake it up. Wow, what in the world happened to that? That's like everything disappeared. Anyways, I don't know what's happening right now. We're going to flip this around. It's just me and you, right? So we're going to let it go. Peace and love out for now. It just shows that we're one here. We could be more. Getting a little tired after 3-4 hours here. And so, Zach, thanks a lot for participating. I'm going to look back at what else you wrote. Yeah, they always come to clean. Oh, yeah, let me tell you one thing. I'm out collecting the bottles, too. If I find one on the floor, I'm picking it up. Right? Even if whether I have money or not, I'll always pick it up. Well, you know, I might give it to somebody, but okay, we're done.